We're not just talking about the White House. Are the polls accurate? Forget about the polls. People, mi gente linda, did we really not learn anything from 2016? Every single poll for the longest time had Hillary ahead of Trump. But now we know exactly that nightmare that we've been in since 2016. So again, I will say it. Forget about the polls. Hola, mi gente linda. I am Silvia, founder of Tono Latino, and my passion is to inform people about politics and get them politically active. So if that sounds something you're interested in, subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say it every single chance I get. I don't care if you think the polls are accurate. Forget about the polls.
The most recent CBS News national poll shows Hillary Clinton with a 9-point lead over Donald Trump. To put that into context, we examined 40 years of CBS News polls to look at other races 2 to 3 weeks before the election.
At this time, back in 1976, Jimmy Carter led Gerald Ford by 5 points. Now, that was nothing compared to Bill Clinton in 1992. His 17-point advantage over then-President George H.W. Bush dwarfs Hillary Clinton's margin. In 2000, George W. Bush led Al Gore by 2 points in our poll. That was a little more than 2 weeks before the closest election in modern American history. 8 years later, Barack Obama held a comfortable 13-point lead over John McCain.
CBS News elections director Anthony Salvanto is with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
So the point is the CBS News polls have been pretty accurate.
Yeah, we've done okay.
Done okay.
I know everybody has a lot of trauma from 2016. And many people are saying, many pollsters are saying that they fixed the errors from 2016. Maybe that's true. Maybe that is not true. I actually am not a pollster, so I wouldn't be able to tell you that. But what I can tell you is that there's no way any pollster out there has been able to fix their polling algorithm to account for a global pandemic and also all of the voter suppression efforts coming from the Trump administration. There's voter suppression happening all around this country. People that have never voted by mail or with an absentee ballot before are doing so for the first time this year. And it's very likely that they're going to make mistakes if we don't tell them exactly how to do it. For example, in Pennsylvania, people need to put their absentee ballot in 2 different envelopes. The first envelope is a secrecy envelope, and that one goes into the ballot regular envelope. If people don't use the secrecy envelope in Pennsylvania, those ballots are getting thrown out. Now, in Texas, the governor is now making people from all over a single county drop off their ballots in only one location. We're talking about huge, huge, huge counties where millions of people live. And you're really going to make them vote and drop off their ballots in only one location?
In the end, many times voters get more enthusiastic if they think you're going to win. So as she looks like she has a lead in the polls, which I think is around 6 or 7, not 12, I think it's more like 6 or 7, that actually helps among her voters to get more enthusiastic.
My friend from Political Charge, link in the description below, said it best. When people see that the polls are good, they take their foot off the gas. And right now, we cannot afford to lose momentum anywhere in this country. We're not just talking about the White House. We're talking about 435 seats in the House of Representatives. Representatives because they represent the people in their districts. Over 30 Senate seats, 11 governor seats. And that doesn't account for all of the local Senate and House races, mayors, etc., that really affect our day-to-day lives. So I will say it again. Forget about the polls. The only thing we can control is make sure that we're registered to vote, make a plan to vote safely, make a plan to vote early. The earlier you vote, the better. And then reach out to 3, 5, 10 friends and make sure that they also have a plan to vote. Because we need to make these results absolutely indisputable. So we need to win by millions and millions and millions of votes. And the only way to do that is to really go out there and participate in our right to vote. So I'll say it again. Make sure you're registered. Double check your voter registration to make sure you haven't been removed from the voter rolls. And then make a plan to vote early, vote safely, or vote by mail if possible. And if you're voting by mail, make sure you're returning your ballot within the deadline to get counted. That deadline is going to vary by state. So make sure you Google in your Secretary of State website when your ballot needs to be returned. The earlier, the better. There is still time to register in several states, so visit vote.org, the link is in the description below, to register or double check your voter registration. Remember, if you like this content, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again soon.